All right, so at what point do you make physical meetups a part of your marketing process for enrollment marketing? And we just want to talk about that today. We actually thought about calling this Let's Get Physical, because of the song from the 80s, something like that.
Back when workout videos were cool.
And then we watched the video and nixed that idea very, very quickly.
Yeah, if you're having a slow Thursday, probably don't watch it, actually.
Yeah,
Probably don't.
Do not watch that. Please don't. It is the most awkward. I'm talking to the rest of our team. It is awkward. I know that you guys are looking at me. Yes, it is that awkward.
I think we watched 7 seconds before we turned it off.
Yes. Yeah, when the... what's that machine that's like the... Yeah, once that started going, I was out. I was
that's
gone.
Enough of that.
So, but yeah, so when do you make physical meetups part of your process? And what do we mean by like physical meetups?
Yeah, I think kind of the big ones that people will typically see is open houses. There's a lot of times will be kind of a sample class where someone can pop in and see what an education at that school would look like. Those are two that I think are super valuable, but there's lots of different ways that schools can kind of find places for students or prospective students to get in the door and kind of see what things look like.
Yeah, we've seen also like if you have like criminal justice program and you're doing some forensic stuff, you get in the department to come in. That's a good opportunity to kind of capitalize on that and get some interest, or even like medical, if you have somebody come in doing some demonstration of some sort. Another big one is cosmetology. If you do cosmetology, think about Halloween time, which obviously at this point is past, but how to do the cool horror makeup and doing like a cool like in live person demonstration. So there's a lot of, you can do the traditional like meet and greet, but then there's ways to make it really fun and engaging.
Yeah, and that kind of ties into the next thing I wanted to talk about. But, when you're able to get, so like if you're talking with someone that says, yeah, I think cosmetology is cool, I'd love to do makeup one day, being able to pull them in and say, today we're doing horror makeup and we're going to show you how to make someone look like they're dead or whatever. Yeah. That's so relevant and so interesting to that person and such a cool way to kind of help build that relationship with them and start walking them through the idea of enrolling with you. So there's so much value in there, but
there's a very wrong way to do it too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to kind of move on to. A lot of times what feels easier as an admissions rep or someone working internally is just to say, come on in, we'll have a meeting, you and I can talk for a little bit. And that's probably the least appetizing thing to a prospective student, having to sit down with someone one-on-one and talk through going to school, how much it's going to cost, all of the what feel like negative things about it.
Yeah, I think what's funny, so we had a situation where I know like marketing and enrollment can be kind of two different departments, but we had one where the marketing message was so spot on, it was emotional, and we had this student say, you know what, I am ready. I'm ready to come to your school. I'm so excited. I saw the video with such so-and-so, and if they can do it, I can do it too. And the response from the admissions rep was, can you come in tomorrow at noon? I'm doing enrollment testing at 12. And it was just very like I don't care how you feel. I don't care that you're excited about it. Can you come in here?
Right. Yeah.
And I think like the idea is if I can get them physically here, then I can get them to enroll. And so like then you like take all that work that marketing has done and you just smash it, right?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is too, like you said, people that are admissions reps are 99% of the time going to be stellar people that if you were to sit down with them, you'd have an amazing conversation and you'd probably leave ready to enroll. But being told, hey, come in, let's talk, isn't something anyone is interested in for the most part.
Especially at the beginning of the process.
Right. Yeah. You kind of have to walk through and get to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely a stark contrast between a one-on-one meeting and getting to come in and see what the program you're interested in could look like in real life. Yeah,
and I think some of the marketing that we really focus on, or the majority of what we focus on, is really kind of the non-traditional. It's not the 18-year-old that's they're looking at 5 schools and you want to be the one they pick, right? We're looking at people that they don't think that college is an option for them. that, they want to, but it's too expensive. They're they don't have time. They've got this, they've got that. And just kind of using marketing to break down those barriers. And so once you've broken down those barriers, a physical meetup with something like a demonstration or something fun can really loosen them up and say, you know what, I'm not ready, but that would be cool to see that. Yeah. And then once you get them there, you want to capitalize on that opportunity. And a lot of places do open houses, and you know how to do them. Just making sure that it's not too long, that it is fun, and then that there is some sort of ask, towards the end, maybe the middle. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing. It doesn't come on touch one. Someone doesn't like your Facebook post and you say, hey, we saw, you interacted with us on Facebook. Why don't you come in and we can talk? It's, you have that relationship. You talk for weeks, months, however it takes for that prospective student. And when it makes sense, you bring them in.
Yes.
And, that can be difficult to get someone in the door. But when that does happen, your percentage and your chance of getting them to enroll or talk more seriously about enrolling
much higher.
Is way higher.
Yeah. So, any other random thoughts on this?
No, not really. I mean, I think kind of sitting down and thinking through for each program, whatever it may be, what's a cool way we could bring students or prospective students in that are interested in this, and how could we show them how cool it could be to be a part of this and be a part of this group.
Yeah, and I think, and part of that too is making sure as a marketing department, admissions department, that you are talking to the department heads, to the teachers, you have your finger on the pulse, because they're probably doing really cool things that they're not telling you about.
Yeah.
And we've talked to people where it was like, hey, we're having like a CSI type training, and it's today at noon. And it's like, well,
would love to know that.
That would have been awesome. It's like, did you just figure that out today? No, we've been planning it for a couple months, and just like, oh man, that would have been so cool to get that out there. But it's because you're not, they're not thinking, oh, I need to tell our marketing department about this. So yeah. But I think so. Just like keeping your finger on the pulse, being proactive about that stuff, and getting, and a lot of times too, they're not thinking about it because you don't do that as a school. So why would they tell you?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, thank you.
See ya.